be like, okay, rewind like that. And no more disclaimers. I don't need to do that. Okay. So, get into character. Does the mic sound funny? Like, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's right. I am in your head, Dad. Wait a second. Okay, no. Listen. It began as a silent night, but not quite. It ended with a Depot Department Christmas fight. Here's what happened. It started down in Garden with Ronnie and Kurt laughing at Steve and the way he cut those Christmas trees. Steve got hyped and a little bit perturbed. He threw soil and slurs at him, but he couldn't quite spell the words. The fight spilled over into Tool Rental, where Seth was so loud, they thought that he was mental. Gary told the fellas, you guys are out of luck. Then Gene came and hit him and stole the Penske truck? Laura saw it all and summoned the cashiers. Even Dennis and his boys came from receiving in the rear. On the way, they were just diverted off the beaten path and confronted by Sarah and Brian in kitchen and bath. Mr. Ted stood up and yelled at him in defiance. When all of a sudden, he was hit with an appliance. Ted turned around and said, "You big dummy!" And Justin and Mr. Robert said, "I dare you to come to Plum." This floored Jamie and Adam. Yes, they did mock. Till Rob and Dennis gave them an electrical shock. Doug said, "Help me, you fool!" David Comer said, "I can't." And Dan and Brian bum rushed him with 11 cans of paint. Andre screamed out so loud, he started to drool. But his voice got a little higher when Shuby kicked him in the jewels. Threatening. Richard was John with 50 tools. Rich said, "I ain't scared. You better beware, or I'll bust you upside the head with this hardware." No time to dilly-dally. Running through with the popcorn machine was Dak Alley. Demetria saw this and called the man a jerk, but they thought she was talking about them in millwork. So they grabbed her and told her to take a chill pill. She tried to smack him, but ended up slapping Phil. Then came Fran, who thought she had a plan. I'll confuse him and change up the schedule again. That didn't work, so she made a quick appeal to muscle-bound, muscle-head ASM Joey Neal. He said, "I'll save the day!" But they knew that he was lying. So he called his right-hand assassin. They call me Brian. But Brian was only concerned with numbers. His help was much less. And all they did was look at Paul and the other guys and make a mess out of the pro desk. Now, last but not least, they ended up in lumber. With the big boys, with the big wood. It sound like thunder. Joel tried to blind him with one of his socks. but it had a hole in it. And Brandon tried to use his head, but it couldn't fit. Big head Brandon. Jeremy and Brent came through, but they were flustered, because all they had were those orange, dull box cutters. Never work. Sal got on the forklift, but it started leaking oil. And Hunter said, "It's hopeless, guys. Our plans are foiled." Then, all of a sudden, it's like the sky opened and descended. One descended down like JC, but his name was Jeff Copeland. He yelled, "We must have a truce right now. Stop this fight!" Everyone stopped, looked at him, and said, "Merry Christmas."